Victoria's native vegetation is invaluable. Since colonisation, masses of native pastures and forests have been cleared to make way for homes, farms, and infrastructure. So much so, in fact, that areas such as the grasslands of the Victorian volcanic plains have less than 1% of the original extent remaining. Native vegetation is not always obvious to the untrained eye. We often think about big, beautiful gums, but native vegetation can also be grasses or wildflowers. A dead or fallen tree on your property may look like just firewood, but is often home to native fauna. Or a rocky pasture may be a farmer's worst nightmare, but is actually perfect habitat for the golden sun moth or striped legless lizard. It's important that native vegetation is properly considered before any removal occurs, not only for the impact on biodiversity, but also the impact on your wallet. Fines for the removal of native vegetation without a valid permit can be hefty. The guidelines for the removal, destruction, or lopping of native vegetation are incorporated into the Victorian planning provisions and all planning schemes in Victoria. Guidelines are in place to achieve no net loss through a three-step approach in relation to the removal of native vegetation. 1. Avoid. Avoid the removal, destruction, or lopping of native vegetation. 2. Minimise. Minimise impacts from the removal, destruction, or lopping of native vegetation that cannot be avoided. 3. Offset. Provide an offset to compensate for the biodiversity impact from the removal, destruction, or lopping of native vegetation. Offsets can be sourced through two pathways. 1. First-party offsets. Establish an offset site on your own property via an on-title Section 69 agreement, Section 173 agreement, or deed of covenant. 2. Third-party offsets. Purchase offsets from a landowner who has established an offset site on their property or from a credit owner with excess credits to on-sell. As a registered offset broker, Vegetation Link can help you to better understand your offset obligations and assist with sourcing your requirements from our large network of experienced conservationists, land managers, and credit owners across the state. Let's work together to protect Victoria's precious native vegetation for future generations to enjoy. Vegetation Link, linking your projects to nature.